Hello everybody, this is Mr. Ribeiro again. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. I hope everybody's safe and healthy. Today we're going to do, this week we're going to do lesson 7.9 part 3, multiply mixed numbers by mixed numbers. We're also going to have our chapter 7 test that I'll put on as a quiz. And I just hope you just review all the videos that you have and all the quizzes, okay, to have success on this test. All right, here we go. So lesson 7.9, part 3, multiply mixed numbers by mixed numbers. First example 1. Here we go. We have 1 2/3 times 3 4/5. Okay, so I know prior we've done fractions times mixed numbers, we've done whole numbers times mixed numbers, so we had to switch the mixed number into improper fractions, and that's what you're going to do. So you're going to take both of these fractions, okay, mixed numbers, and we're going to put them into improper fractions, okay. So step 1, okay, you're going to multiply the denominator times the whole number. Now remember, your denominator always remains the same. 3 times 1 is 3. That's step 2. Step 1 is bringing the denominator down, okay? Step 3 is you're going to add your product, which is 3 times 1 is 3, to your numerator. 3 plus 2 is 5. There's your new fraction, okay? You're going to bring down your multiplication sign. You're going to do the same thing here. Put your fraction bar. Step 1, your denominator stays the same. Step 2, you're going to multiply your denominator times your whole number. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay. Step 3, you're going to add your product to your numerator. 15 plus 4 is 19. Okay. Good. All right. Then you're going to multiply. So obviously you can't do 5 times 19 mentally. You do it on the side. Sorry, it's not writing for some reason. Hold on, my pen is on. Okay. Okay, so we do 5 times 19. 5 times 9 is 45. Regroup 4. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 4 is 95. So that's going to be your numerator. Okay, I'm going to erase this so I have room here. Okay. Now I'm going to multiply our denominators. 3 times 5 is 15. Obviously, you know that's an improper fraction, and we cannot leave an improper fraction as your answer. And that's a lot of you have been doing that on the quiz. You should know that that cannot be an answer. Your numerator can never be bigger than your denominator unless they ask you to in the directions, which is very rare. Okay, so you're going to take, and I'm going to erase this on top here so we have room. Okay, erase this on top here. We're going to divide 95 by 15, okay? Your numerator is always going to be your dividend, and your denominator is always going to be your divisor. Now, sometimes you have to figure out what times does 15 go into 9? No, it's too big. So you have to find out what times 15 is closest to 9. So always look at the first two numbers. What times 1 equals 9? And that would be 9. So let's start off with 15 times 9. Okay, 9 times 15 is 45. Regroup 4. 9 times 1 is 9. Plus 4 is 135. So that's too big. So then you go to 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Regroup 4. Okay. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 4 is 12. So it's 120. Too much. You go to 7. Okay. 7 times 5 is 35. Regroup 3. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 3 is 10. So it's 105. So you go to 6. Okay. 6 times 5 is 30. Regroup 3. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 3 is 90. And 90 fits under 95. So I'm going to put the 6 here. And then 90 underneath here. 5 times 0. 5 minus 0 is 5. You get remainder 5. All right, great. Now, okay. First step. Your denominator always stays the same. So, 15, that's the first dot, is going to be your denominator. Your second dot is going to be your whole number, and your third dot is going to be your numerator. Now you have to see if you have to what? Simplify. Believe it or not, it's a lot of steps. Okay, so you do T-chart. First thing you do, leave your whole number alone. Don't do anything, just leave it alone, okay? And you do T-chart. Some of you can do it mentally. 5 on this side, 15 on this side. You have 1 times 5 is 15. Are there any more? No. So you have a 1 and a 5. 1 times 15. 3 times 5. And that's it. You have a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 15. Okay. Do you have a 1 on both sides? Yes. Do you have a 5 on both sides? Yes. Do you have a 3? No. 15? No. So your greatest common factor is the number 5. Okay. So you would divide by 5 on top, divide by 5 on the bottom. Remember, whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. You do to the bottom, you do to the top. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and you get 6 1/3 as your answer. Okay? Hope you copy this down. Taking notes. I'm going to do 2 more examples. So we have example 2. Okay. We have 1 1/8 times 2 1/3, or 1 1/8 of 2 1/3. Remember, it's the same thing. Okay. You're going to have to turn both mixed numbers into improper fractions. Remember that. Okay, very important. Okay, so I'm gonna take the first one. Okay, put a fraction bar. The 8 stays the same. I'll change the color just so you could see. The 8 remains the same. That's step 1. Denominator always stays the same. Step 2, you're gonna multiply your denominator times your whole number. 8 times 1 is 8. Okay. Step 3. Then you're going to add your product, your answer, to the numerator. 8 plus 1 is 9. And you get 9/8. Bring a multiplication sign. Let's do this one. Okay. Step 1. Your denominator stays the same. Okay. It comes straight right down there. Okay. Step 2. You multiply your denominator times your whole number. 3 times 2 is 6, okay? Step 3, you're going to add your product to your numerator. 6 plus 1 is 7, and you get 7/3. All right, let me just erase this here so you can see. Okay, good. Now we're going to multiply. Okay, 9 times 7, you should be able to do mentally, is 63. 8 times 3 is 24. Obviously, you can't leave it like that. It's an improper fraction. So you're going to divide 63 by 24. Remember, your numerator is always your... I'm sorry, 63. I'm sorry, I did that mistake here. Let me just rewrite it. So, okay, remember, I wrote 64 again. Sorry, guys. Let's erase it here. Okay, 63. Okay. Remember, you're going to, your numerator is going to be your dividend, and your denominator is going to be your divisor. Okay. 24 does not go into 6. Okay. Now you have to find out. You have to always look at the first 2 numbers. What times 2 is close to 63? And the answer is 3. So let's try it here on the side. I'll try it down here. Okay. 3 times 4 is 12. We group 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 72. Too big. So I'm going to do 24 times 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. And we get 48. Sure, fits underneath. Perfect. 48 underneath. You cannot take 8 from 3. Rename the 6 to a 5. Rename the 3 to a 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. And we get remainder 15. Okay. Now remember, First dot is your numerator. Second dot is your whole number. Third dot is, numerator. I said numerator before, it's supposed to be denominator. Okay. Now you have to see if you need to simplify. And let's put a t-chart. Okay, 15 on this side, 24 on this side. 1 times 15, 3 times 5. We have a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 15. 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. It has a lot of factors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Change colors here. You have a 1 on both sides. You have a 2? No. You have a 3 on both sides. Do you have a 4? No. Do you have a 5 on both sides? I'm sorry, you have a 3 on both sides. Yeah. Do you have a 5 on both sides? No. Okay. Do you have a 15 on both sides? No. 6? No. 8? No. 12? No. 24? No. So your GCF is going to be 3, the greatest common factor. Put an equal sign. Bring the whole number over. It always stays the same. Divide by 3 on top. Divide by 3 on the bottom. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 24 divided by 3 is 8. And your answer is 2 5/8. Okay? We'll do one more. Erase this here for you. This is example. This is example 3. Okay, let's do another one here. Just find one here. Okay, we have 4 2/5 times 1 1/2. Okay, bring down my fraction bar, bring down my multiplication sign. Okay.
Yeah, I think she just left it though.
My denominator stays the same. That's my first step. Bring it down. Okay. My second step is to multiply my denominator times my whole number. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay. My third step is to add my product to my numerator. 20 plus 2 is 22. Okay. Then we go to the next one. Step 1, my denominator stays the same. Step 2, multiply my denominator times my whole number. 2 times 1 is 2. Step 3, I add my product to my numerator. 2 plus 1 is 3. And there you go. Simple as that. Okay. You can do this mentally. 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 2 is 6. So you get 66. 5 times 2 is 10. And what we have here is an improper fraction, which we cannot leave as your answer. Okay, remember that. Very important. I'm going to put my denominator as my divisor, my numerator as my dividend. Okay, and I ask myself, should be able to do it. Should be 6. You know that 10 can't go into 6. 10 can go into 66 6 times. We get 60. We get remainder 6. Okay. Just change colors here. Put an equal sign here. My first dot is my denominator, which is 10. My second dot is my whole number, which is 6. See how the denominators always stay the same? And my numerator, which is my remainder, is going to be 6. So it's 6 and 6/10. Now you have to see if you need to what? Simplify it, okay? Let me just take that circle off, all right? So now I'm going to put an equal sign here, and I'm going to bring my whole number over. You always leave it alone, bring it over, okay? I'm gonna do a T-chart. 6 on one side, 10 on the other. 1 times 6, 2 times 3. Are there any more? No. You have a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 6. I do the 10. 1 times 10 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10. Are there any more? No, we have 1, 2, 5, and 10. Okay. Now I'm going to find which ones are common. Do you have a 1 on both sides? Yes. Do we have a 2 on both sides? Yes. Do you have a 3? No. 6? No. 5? No. 10? No. So our greatest common factor is the number 2. Okay. So you divide by 2 on top, divide by 2 on the bottom. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. We have 6 and 3/5 as our answer. All right. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and that's it. And I'm gonna make it real quick. I'll do green. It's example 4. Let's do 1 1/3 times 1 1/3. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, you bring down your fraction bar, your signs. Don't forget that. Change the colors here. I'll make it red. Your denominators stay the same. That's step 1. Step 1. Okay. Step 2. You're going to multiply your denominator times your whole number. 3 times 1 is 3. And then step 3, you're going to add your product to your numerator. 3 plus 1 is 4. Same thing here. Denominator stays the same. Step 2, you multiply your denominator times your whole number. You get 3. Step 3, you're going to add your product to your numerator. 3 plus 1 is 4. So you got 4/3, 4/3, 4/3. Looking very Christmassy, isn't it? Fraction bar, 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay? You know that's an improper fraction. 9 does not go into 1. 9 goes into 16 one time. You cannot take 9 from 6. Rename the 1 to a 0. Rename the 6 to 16. 16 minus 9 is 7. So you get remainder 7. Okay. Put an equal sign. First dot is your denominator. Second dot is your whole number. And third dot is your numerator. So we get 1 7/9. Now you can ask yourself if you need to simplify that. Let's put in a T-chart. 7 on that side, 9 on that side. 1 times 7 is 7. So you have a 1 and a 7. 1 times 9 is 9. 3 times 3 is 3. So we have 1, a 3, and a 9. Do you have a 1 on both sides? Yes. 7, no. 3, no. 9, no. So your GCF is 1. When your GCF is 1, you know that you do not have to simplify, so you leave your mixed number, your answer, alone. So your answer is 1 7/9. Good luck. Have a great weekend. Good luck on the test. If you have any questions, please email me or email your teachers, text them, or write a post. Thank you, and bye.